In this 10-minute demonstration, what we are going to be looking at are the basic features of Hello Salon software, the more complex features of Hello Salon software, and also the basic layout and how user-friendly the software can be to use on a day-to-day basis. What you probably notice first of all about our software is the layout. It looks very much like a Microsoft-based product. So if your employees and yourself have used anything like Excel, Outlook, Word, any of those programs, what you will probably find is you are already familiar with the layout of the software and how things work. What we have first of all is the ribbon that runs across the top of the software here. Now, depending on what section you're in, this ribbon will change to compensate that section. So you can see if I go into the department section, the ribbon changes. The ribbon also corresponds to the highlighted department or employee or client that we find in the different sections throughout the software. What you will also notice throughout the software is we have structured every single page in the same manner. So you can see if I've got department here, add, change and remove and all my features. I've got employee, again, add, change and remove and all my features. I could go into a totally different area of the system. So let's take administration for example. Into users, and again, add, change, remove and all the features that correspond to the highlighted. So hopefully with our software, once you've mastered one of the page, you should have mastered the whole application, because in essence, they're all the same. We have various different departments within the software. Salon is the one to start with, where all your employees will be housed. Information on employees, and the most important things like departments and services. So you can see here that I have this employee working within the styling and technical departments, and then you can go even further than that and to say these are the services that the employee does. What this will do is this will make sure that employees are not booked for services they're not qualified to do. We can also go one step further than that also and set up different times and prices for different services on different employees. Say for instance you have a junior that might maybe need a little bit longer to put a set of acrylic nails on. We can input that into the software, meaning if nails is booked in the employees column, it will give them extra time. What I will do now is I will briefly go down each section showing you some of the features and benefits. And then if there's any questions, please write in the blog at the end and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. The client section is the next section down, probably one of the most important sections within the software. This houses not only clients, but client history as well. The first time the client ever came in, how many times they've been in, who they've had services with, how much they've paid each time. So if I go into the client list first of all, you can see it's less than a split second to load all 255 records on mine. Now you're not limited throughout the software, you are unlimited, so you can have as many employees, as many clients, as many services as you want. Okay, each individual client will have their own profile. Attached to that could be things like photos, personal information, how the client likes their tea, do they have their favourite stylist, etc, etc. Client formulas, how hair is done. We can then go down to the client history section, at which we can highlight a client and have a look at their appointments. By dropping down the small triangles here, we can look into more depth and detail into not only what time it started, what time it finished, but the service they had, the employee they had it with, and the price they paid. You can also look at sales. Who took the payment? Were there any incorrect anomalies with the payment? This is the person you can then refer back to. We have active and redeemed gift vouchers on the system. Sunbeds might not be something you have within your salon, but as I said before, the entire application is unlimited. We do not archive off any features whatsoever. You have everything and you utilise the features as and when you're ready to branch into them. We also have a deposit section. So if clients have made regular deposits onto services, these can be tracked via this section here. The appointment book is the next section down. You'll be able to see a very, very easy layout in the appointment book. Each individual employee has their own column, at which it will house all their appointments on a day-to-day basis. We have a booked by at the bottom, telling you how booked that employee is on a day-to-day basis. Again, what we're looking for is 100% throughout, just to really maximise sales on a day-to-day basis. Okay, we have the quick flick calendar along the left-hand side here. So if you have a date in mind, say for instance December the 20th, we can flick the month to the 20th and we can actually see what we have in for that day. A quick click up here to today will take you back to today's date and back to today's appointments. We have weeks ahead at the top here, so instead of having to flick page by page to find the next available slot, what you could do, say for instance Emma here wanted to rebook in 6 weeks, copy Emma's appointment, go to 6 weeks up here, change to 6 weeks, right click, paste the appointment in, back to today, and it's as easy as that to do a rebooking with our software. We also have SMS reminders. We've now implemented an auto SMS functionality here. Essentially what this will allow you to do is set your SMS reminders to be sent every day at a certain time, maybe a day or 2 days in advance before their appointment, and never remember to do it again. It's a set and forget function. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll actually take someone through the point of sale so you can see how easy it is to do that. If I right click, check the client in, it puts a green tick next to their name. I can then right click and check the client out. What you also notice before I go past this section is anything to do with an appointment is actually found in this right click menu. So instead of having to click the appointment and leave the screen to go into other places in the software, essentially what you can do is right click and have every command here in this menu. Things like prepay for the appointment, pay a deposit, remove the appointment, copy or cut the appointment, view client details, view client formulas. The button we're actually looking for to check them out is the checkout button here. Once we check them out, it will confirm that yes, they want to pay for that appointment, and we can confirm that yes, they do. In this screen, this is the editing screen. So in here we can do things like scan a product. We can discount a price, we'll say 20%. We can also discount the other way as well by using the price tab. So if I go into pricing, clear that to 20, you can see it works out the discount as a percentage there. We can do things like add gift vouchers, add sunbeds. What we do from this section here, we now have a bill with a total amount that needs to be taken. So what we can do is go to take payment, and it now asks for a payment type. What I would probably do is just put it through on Maestro this time, but you can have all different types of payment types: cash, card, cheque, gift vouchers, loyalty points, sunbed, or any other means of payment. Complete the sale, and the sale is cashed out and forwarded into the today's sales section. In the today's sales section, this will handle things like cashing up. We have a fully integrated refund section. Not saying that's something that you will ever use, but as I say, if someone has a faulty product or whatever it may be, they can come back and it can be refunded through the system. Gift vouchers section. In this section, I have just, as an example, allocated amounts of money. But you can see again with the add, change and remove functionality, you can actually add a new service which you may want to be giving as a gift voucher away, or any other gift voucher that you want. Sunbed section. So the way that this is structured is you can add packages and minutes, whatever it may be. As the client comes in and uses their minutes, it's deducted from the system. Loyalty points. Loyalty points are set up via yourself, working very much like the Boots points. So essentially, the more pounds they spend, the more points they earn, but then you set the points redeemable. So essentially, in my system here, you can see I've got it set to every pound that the client spends on a service, they get 100 points. Okay, but they need 10,000 to get £1 back. Petty cash. I don't know if you've ever had the instance where someone has taken £5 from the till to go buy milk and magazines and not informed anyone, then gone home and everyone's scratching their head at the end of the day. What this will allow you to do is track transactions through petty cash for money that's taken from the till on a day-to-day basis. We have a fully integrated stock control section. This will allow you to create purchase orders and manage your stock with great efficiency. Service section. As I was saying before about services, we would add all your services onto the system here. We can also do things like service price levels. So do you have different levels of services? Art director, senior stylist, stylish, junior stylist, whatever it may be. We can implement this into this section here to accommodate different prices for one particular service. Service categories. Would you like things to be colour coordinated? I know it's easier for me. If I go to the appointment book here, you'll be able to see I have my colours in pink and my cuts in yellow, allowing me to easily see on a day-to-day basis how many colours I've got and how many cuts I have. The marketing section. We market by 4 different types. SMS, which sends an SMS to the client's phone. You can see you can create all SMSs, whatever you may spring to mind. This is one example that I have here. We also use mail merge, which is probably more old school now, but is nice to send Christmas cards and things like that. But forget having to import the letters, we've actually created our own word processor inside the application, meaning you should never have to leave this application to perform tasks such as letters or marketing modules. Email section, very similar to the SMS section. Again, you would create a template here at which that would go to all your clients' email addresses. Loyalty point promotion. In this section, what we can actually do is we can say, right, between the date of such and such and such and such, please multiply the points by a certain amount and then text that to our clients. Meaning if you're having quite a quiet week, you can say, come in now guys and we will give you double loyalty points on all services purchased. Administration section. Every single feature within the application can be made inactive or active depending on the director's preference. So if you're wanting to keep products safe and also clients safe, what we would do is you work through with our team to make sure that only the functions that you want employees to see are there. Each individual employee will have their own username and password, which is created by the director alongside help with the Hello Salon software support team. Backing up. Backing up is actually now done automatically. So you can see here I've set my system to back up every hour on the hour for a number of 4 weeks. What you can also do is you can also set a path here. So with the new Windows 8 operating system that we have installed, you can see we have a SkyDrive, which will allow you to back up all your files up onto cloud, which means that if anything were to happen to the PC, we could retrieve these from cloud and have you restored in a matter of minutes. Daily update. Maybe you're leaving the country and you don't want to be lumbering that laptop around with you or the iPad. What we can do is we can set the system to text you on a day-to-day basis things like your end of day sales, appointment totals, the amount of clients that have walked through the door and the amount that you've lost on no-shows. The last feature within the software is what we call time clock. So what this will do is it will keep and manage employee times, when they come in on a morning, when they go for lunch, when they leave at the end of the day. We've also integrated some light wages into this section as well, meaning that what you can actually do is set the working times and the hourly pay per employee, and it will calculate how much you owe that employee on a date range. So if you do wages by weeks, you set up the week, it will hopefully calculate, if everyone's clocked in and out right, the wages for that week. We also have a report section which is found up in this tab here. Now what we decided is not to have reams and reams of drop-down list reports, but to only have reports in the sections that you clicked on. So if I go into clients here and look at reports, you'll be able to see I get a list of reports that correspond to my client section. I could then go to point of sale and have a look at my point of sale reports, my petty cash reports, my gift voucher reports. Okay. as a very brief overview, that is the software package and some of the features that we house. If you've got any questions, please do write in the list below or drop us an email at lewis@hellosalonsoftware.com, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much and goodbye.